Let's talk about something so simple yet so powerful. It shapes your mindset, your emotions, your relationships, and even your future.
I'm talking about positive vocabulary. See, words possess incredible power. They're not just sounds we make or write down. They're tools that shape how we see the world. They solidify perceptions, build our beliefs, steer our actions, and ultimately, they construct the world we live in. So if you want to lead a good life, if you're serious about living with clarity, joy, and strength, then keeping a positive vocabulary is non-negotiable. Because language, it doesn't just reflect what's going on inside, it shapes it. Our thoughts, emotions, the way we deal with people, the way we face challenges, all of that is influenced by the words we choose. Here's something most people don't realize. Words carry vibrations. Yep, what you tell yourself, what others say to you, it's not just noise, it's meaning. It's instruction, and your subconscious is listening all the time. Now, some of us, without even realizing it, fall into this loop. We keep using the same negative words out of sheer habit. And the thing is, the more we hear or say these words, the more power they have over us. Why? Because your brain is wired to learn through repetition. It's constantly scanning for patterns and consistency, trying to make sense of the world. So when you feed it a steady diet of negativity, it starts believing that's your truth. And what happens next? Negative words trigger negative chemicals in the brain. And those chemicals, they can lock in toxic memories, they cement self-doubt, they reinforce fear. Here's the deal. What you focus on tends to grow. So if you're constantly dwelling on negative stuff, talking about it, ruminating on it, it becomes a powerful force. It starts shaping your attitude, your energy, and eventually your life. Every time you speak a negative statement, you're emitting negative energy. And that energy, it messes with your brain chemistry. It throws off the balance of peptides and creates toxic stress in your system. But here's the good news. There's a way out. A simple, powerful way. Shift to positive language. Let go of unnecessary stress. Ditch the words that weigh you down. Start with this. When you notice yourself using strong negative words, replace them. Don't say, I hate this. Say, I dislike it. Don't say, I'm worried. Say, I'm concerned. Change your internal dialogue from, I'm a complete mess, to I'm a work in progress, and that's perfectly okay. It's a small shift, but it leads to massive change because positive words impact your emotional state. They boost your mood, they reduce stress, they build resilience. When you use language of optimism, gratitude, and joy, you literally rewire your emotional world. And it's not just about talking to yourself. When you're in a tough conversation or a disagreement, positive language diffuses tension. It opens space for understanding. It softens defenses and creates connection. Positive vocabulary also shifts your mindset from fixed to growth. You start to believe you can evolve, improve, and grow. You stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I can't yet. That one little word, yet, it changes everything. I can't paint becomes I can't paint yet. I'm not wealthy becomes I'm not wealthy yet. I haven't traveled the world becomes I haven't traveled the world yet. There's no dead end in that sentence. There's possibility, there's hope, there's motion, and that's the magic. Positive vocabulary keeps you focused on what's possible, not on what's broken. It helps you look for solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles. And here's something beautiful. When you speak positively, you're not just changing your inner world, you're affecting everyone around you. You're more likely to be respected. You're more likely to be understood. You become the kind of person people feel safe around, inspired by, and uplifted through. Because your words, yes, your simple everyday words, can become a light in someone else's life. So choose them with care. Speak with intention. And remember, positive vocabulary isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing the lens through which you shape it.